as part of our trip to New Orleans, we stayed at a Hipcamp called Caesar Oaks RV Campground and Stables, right? Called Caesar Oaks RV
Park Stable Campground.
Caesar Oaks RV Camp.
Okay.
I got it. Called Caesar Oaks RV Park Stables and Campground. And it was just outside of Picayune. Pretty good spot that we found.
I'm TK.
And I'm Earl.
Let's check out the park. We actually intended to find a park in New Orleans, but we just were not satisfied with the reviews and the options that we had. So I went to Hipcamp, the app, and we found this spot, which is actually in Mississippi, but it's only an hour outside of New Orleans.
Yeah.
So we really enjoyed our stay there. It was a really beautiful space, very quiet, very remote, I would say. There was a lot of beautiful nature around. There was actually a path right on the property, like a 1 mile.
Yeah, it's like a 1 mile loop. Yeah.
Yeah, in a foresty area where you actually had some spots where it looked like they had dry camping options. And they mentioned that in the listing that there were RV spots as well as dry camping spots. They actually let us pick our spot. Wayne did. He was our host. Super, super nice. Gave us some good tips about what to do.
The spot was really nice. It was mostly level, and we did have full hookups, which was great. It wasn't really expected, you know, being a Hipcamp spot, but we did have our full electric, our water, and our sewer right there, which was really nice.
There was even a laundry option. I think we gave him, I don't know if it was like $10.
Yeah, and then he had some quarters for us.
Yeah, and we were able to get our laundry done, which was nice. And a dog park at this small park.
Yeah, there was. That was a bigger area for the dogs to run around. But there were fire ants, so you have to be careful about that because we did step in the fire ants at one point.
Quite a few times, actually. There were actually stables, as we mentioned in the title, and some of the people staying there did have their horses there. We stayed away from them because we didn't know, what was okay, but they were kind of following us around, eyeballing us. That was really cute. And we were walking the dogs in particular.
Yeah, they were just walking around the little pen that they were in, just checking out the dogs as we were walking by. They kept walking around with us.
And that's where the laundry was in the enclosed stable area, as well as a bathroom with shower.
Yeah, it was a pretty clean bathroom. It was nice.
We had some really nice campfires while we were there. We actually purchased some firewood from Wayne. I think we had like 2 or 3 campfires.
Yeah, he gave us quite a bit. Yeah.
It was good wood.
Yep.
We had no garbage on site. I guess if you're like a monthly stayer, that there was some kind of part of the payment plan that included garbage. So we don't really have a lot of garbage. Usually we end up just taking it with us to a gas station like on our last day. And the dog poop, he said we could just throw into the woods.
Our cell signal with Verizon wasn't all that great out there, and we did have a little bit of difficulty connecting to his Wi-Fi. I don't think we were able to actually connect to it, but they do have Wi-Fi, so hopefully you have better success than we do.
We actually traveled to nearby Picayune to get some work done and do some things online that we weren't able to do in the camper. We were not able to do pretty much anything in the camper. It was really a nice get away from everything kind of stay.
Yeah, because sometimes you have to get out away from the RV, and especially if you have 4 animals living with you.
Pulling out was a little bit rough because, I kid you not, it downpoured right as we were leaving. Just poured and poured and poured, which made the ground muddy, and there was grass surrounding our site.
Yeah, we were like last step bringing in the slides, and it was just downpouring, and had to hook up, and it was bad. And then we pulled forward. He said we just pull forward to exit
through the grass,
and we did, and got stuck. So I had to put it in reverse and back up into another spot behind us, and then pull out the way we came in. So it was a little bit rough getting out, but we managed.
So ironic.
Yeah.
We did pick this spot, as you mentioned, because there were things we wanted to check out in Louisiana, which was very close by. And Wayne recommended the Honey Island Swamp Tours in Slidell, Louisiana, which was about a half hour from us.
Yeah, and it was really incredible. We really loved it.
Yeah, I think it actually kind of rivaled our Everglades boat tour. Totally its own unique experience, taking that boat into the swamp, up and down. Yeah,
and going, down river, like past places that, people live on the bayou, and they just have their boats where they go back and forth, and I'm sure they have vehicles somewhere else to drive, but it's just they're all right along the bayou there, just in their little huts that they have. It's really neat.
So interesting. And we saw quite a lot of wildlife there. We saw I think some turtles,
Lots of turtles.
a few alligators.
Yep.
Did we see a snake? I didn't see it, but I think there was a snake in the bush.
Saw a snake. We saw some eagles, right?
Yeah, up on a telephone pole.
Electrical. Yeah.
And what else? A lot of birds, of course.
Yeah. Our guy was super knowledgeable, really friendly. You bring up anything, and this guy knew it and knew what he was talking about. He was really a cool guy.
And make sure you make reservations in advance.
Yep, just to make sure you don't miss it, because sometimes they do fill up, I think, right? And yeah, be sure to get out there ahead of time too.
Yeah, we showed up at the building, we made sure we checked in, used the bathroom, and got on our boat pretty quickly.
After the tour, we went to Leblanc's seafood kitchen.
We're always hungry when
Yeah.
we do these excursions, so we have to find somewhere to eat.
Yeah, and it was great. It was a great little place, kind of hidden in there, right in Slidell, and it was delicious. We started with the Creole sampler, which had shrimp Creole, seafood gumbo, and corn and crab bisque. And I had the fried shrimp po' boy, and what did you have?
For some reason I wanted fried chicken that day. I had fried chicken,
Yeah,
and I think it's fried macaroni
and green
and
beans.
some green beans.
Yep. And then we ended off with some key lime pie.
I think it was lemon meringue.
Lemon meringue?
It was pie that was delicious.
Yeah.
Of course, we had to go to New Orleans. That was the whole point of stopping in this area. So we did, and I did some research, and we found free parking at Crescent Park. You had to walk a little bit, but
Yeah.
we were able to park there, and then we walked, I think, like 40 minutes or so.
It was a nice walk along the Mississippi River.
Yeah, nice kind of boardwalk-ish almost walk. And then it had a lot of artistic stuff in it too,
Yeah.
which was cool. Like
Yeah, it did.
some there was
Sculptures and-
yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a mural maybe?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
feel like there was.
Mhm.
And a nice little green area even as part of it. Anyway, it was really gorgeous. And then we got to New Orleans and I was enthralled.
Yeah.
Because I'm a very bright colors kind of person, and the buildings were just so gorgeous.
Yeah, the architecture and the colors and the artwork around there.
I'm
Yeah.
so used to all these houses that are cookie cutter that look the same and they're the same colors, but these were like very bright blues and yellows and oranges and pink, like fluorescent, and all next to each other. It was so fun. We mostly checked out the French Quarter, and we saw a little bit of Jackson Square a few times. There was a lot going on in there, a lot of people.
Yeah.
It was crowded.
Yeah, a lot of artists, a lot
Yes.
of all sorts.
Entertainers.
Yeah.
There was a band playing at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool. It took us a little while to find a good place to eat. Of course, we had to stop somewhere to eat.
Mm-hmm.
We finally found the Gumbo Shop.
Yeah.
And it sounds like really boring, but it was amazing.
Yeah, it was neat. Like
Yeah.
going back in there, it was almost like it was, a small little
It was pretty.
area, and then you'd walk in and it's almost like not an alley, but it's like an open area in the back of this building. It was like really cool.
Nice decor. A
Mhm.
long line, which is a good sign.
Yeah, we got there right before the long lines really
It
started
was
to
worse,
happen.
wasn't it?
Yeah, afterwards.
Yeah.
We were lucky there. I mean, I had the jambalaya, the seafood jambalaya, because I love jambalaya now.
And now he's made his own, and it just
Yeah, it turned out really, really good. And we just visited with some friends, and they said it was really good too.
And I had to try everything because that's me. I have to try everything. So I got another sampler platter, and I had some jambalaya. I also had some gumbo, which I actually liked even better than the other place. But it's called the Gumbo Shop, I think, right?
Yeah, right.
And beans. I almost got the crayfish, but I was like, I'd had crayfish somewhere else, and the beans were very good too.
So Cedar Oaks RV Park was a great spot to stay outside of New Orleans if you want to be just close enough to visit, but not down in the hustle and bustle and deal with everything that's going on down there. So we highly recommend it, and New Orleans is definitely a place that we're going to come back to.
For sure.
Yeah, we loved it there. Thank you to everybody who has already subscribed to our channel, and if you haven't already, please do so, and you'll be able to see all of our adventures and all the places that we review in the future. And I hope you all have a really great day. So Cedar Oaks RV Park what? I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like when you looked over, you looked over at me. I thought I said it wrong. Okay. Cedar Oaks RV Park, Campground, and Stables. Stables and Campground. So I had, it wasn't Gumbo. I want to say Gumbo.
I can't
I want to say Gumbo.
I was hoping you'd stop because I couldn't remember what I
Okay.
had. And the
Right on, or in,
take your time.
I must
Thank
slowly
God, I'm
find-
kidding. I'm kidding. Sit
slowly
down.
Find my way to find the best spot. A sleeping Leia and a sleeping Bowser. Leia snoring throughout the entire thing. And then we have Link over here.
I don't know where it's all